Hello from our home in Idaho. I am excited to talk about a time when hard work has really blessed my life. And when I told my daughter that I had this assignment, she said, "You're a mother of 6." As if that would be, a great topic to discuss. And I agree, motherhood is hard work, no matter how many children you have. But the experience that came to mind was one that I had an opportunity to speak about motherhood and womanhood and who we are and where we've come from and who we've always been. It was a really special experience. And it was full of the preparation, of course, and pulling together all of the quotes and just organizing my thoughts. That was a lot of work just in the nuts and bolts, the kind of doing of it. I still have the transcript. This was about 15 years ago that I was able to make this presentation, and we lived in a tiny twig of a branch at the edge of the earth in Washington, and it really came more as a prompting than an invitation from anyone. But because of our circumstances at that time, it was an opportunity to follow through on that prompting where I wasn't really restricted, I guess, by what we might consider in more populated areas. But as I put this together and got everything where it needed to be, it was going to be a presentation of both speaking and singing. So I selected the songs, I practiced the songs, I even made this CD of those songs that I still have, and I just used it the other day. Actually, the songs are still so relevant and wonderful. Got all of that together and I felt like, okay, we're ready for this presentation. It had been scheduled, it was on the books, I was inviting my friends and hoping that so many people would come and get to hear these words about coming to understand better who they were and are as women. And as I thought I was done, the Spirit said, "There's more, and you need to practice again." And I had practiced and practiced and practiced. So I went during the week up to our little church building, and I went to the chapel and stood at the pulpit and played the music, cued my own music that day, and I spoke and I sang, and it went well. I think I probably went through it twice that day, and it went well. I was ready, but the Spirit said, "There's more." And so I did my best to listen, and I started having these tiny little detail promptings, and things like make sure that you have a glass of water next to you, and make sure that you take a deep enough breath at this particular place in a particular song. And I did my best to follow through on those promptings. There's a verse in the Book of Mormon that is talking about the stripling warriors, and it's a description of them. It's Alma 57 verse 21. It says, "They did obey and observe to perform every word of command with exactness. Yea, and even according to their faith, it was done unto them." And I know that as I have sought to perform with exactness these presentations that I've had the opportunity to do since this first one all those years ago, I know that my efforts in exactness, in working hard, in doing more than what I thought was necessary, in listening to the Spirit, that I've been blessed by that this day that I presented this first presentation, it was the first one of its kind in my life. I've done others since then. It went so well. It went in a way that I felt satisfied, and I felt like I shared thoughts that invited the Spirit to be with those that listened, and it really set the tone for the others that have come since then in working hard, in seeking those last details from the Spirit. And I've been so blessed and am so grateful that we have a loving Heavenly Father who knows who we are, He knows what we need, He knows what we're capable of, and He knows how to stretch us. And this is my experience with hard work Thanks so much. It's date night. I'm gonna go kidnap my husband. Bye-bye.